When you see two guys holding hands, what do you think is going on?
I would think that I just came across two gay guys.
So gay.
Your answer will not surprise me.
Oh, so you're gonna complain about that answer. Who'da thunk it? Hey everybody, and welcome back. So, apparently Andy Worski's ex-girlfriend has nothing better to do with her life than to complain about shit that's not actually a problem. Well, which she's basically made a living off of, so you can't really be surprised about it, but this time it's over something so fucking stupid that I can't even really fucking describe it, so let's just get into it.
Look, there are lots of reasons to not hold hands. Maybe you have a cold, maybe your palms are sweaty.
Or maybe they're black.
Wow!
You know, because they've been working on mechanical stuff all day, so they're covered in grease.
Maybe your fingers are coated in a slimy layer of Cheeto dust that you tried licking off but then turned into an orange paste that's stuck under your nails. Been there. But there are a few totally bogus reasons that have straight cis dudes freaked out everywhere at the idea of physical contact with another man.
Men aren't scared of physical contact, we just don't hold hands. Two different fucking things.
So we won't call it mansplaining, but I have found the perfect straight cis dude to help explain. Hey there, Kenny. Touched any dudes lately?
So many, Franscesca.
Fag.
Somehow, I'm still straight.
You know how sometimes you see a guy and you're pretty sure that he's tried dick at least a few times in his life?
Look, showing affection, friendship, and familiarity through touch is perfectly normal. And it's actually instinctive.
Who's arguing that it's not?
One of our first impulses as dumb little babies is to hold stuff. It's so instinctive there's actually a name for it. It's the Palmer grasp reflex. It's a reaction in human babies and many other mammals prompting them to grab an object, like a finger, in response to its touch.
Yeah, look how science we are. What's the point?
That's right. Even in a state where our skulls are mushy and we're liable to crap ourselves, we still understand that touch is natural.
No one's arguing that.
And it isn't always romantic.
No one's arguing that either.
You know, but at some point, middle school, non-sexual touch between men gets stigmatized.
Once again, you're going from holding hands to physical contact, which again, two different things.
And a lot of it comes down to the absurd social norms we impose on young men called toxic masculinity.
Like, it doesn't have to do with toxic masculinity, it has to do with the fact that holding hands is a sign of romantic affection in Western culture. Unless you're holding hands with a toddler, in which case it's a safety precaution. Unless you're in the Middle East, in which case that's a sign that those two just got married.
And no, toxic masculinity is not a new energy drink.
Now I'm starting to wonder if he didn't get beat up enough as a kid or got beat up too much as a kid.
But before we go any further, let's just point out that toxic masculinity doesn't mean that men are inherently bad or toxic.
Yeah, it's not all men, it's just the men that are masculine in any way, shape, or form. Which I guess is good news for Kenny.
It's the idea that the cultural expectations and restrictions on what constitutes masculinity, or a real man, can be extremely damaging.
Yes, but the things that you believe are damaging are just natural for most men.
Toxic masculinity, because holding back your emotions requires energy.
Yep, definitely didn't get beat up enough as a kid.
And while not every man buys into these cultural expectations, almost every man in this country has been affected by them.
Actually, I would argue that it's due to a lack of masculinity due to the amount of boys that are growing up in fatherless homes.
Yeah.
Or when was the last time you just went up to your boy and you were like, yo, let's hold hands, mother. And he was like, hell yeah, my dude.
Hey, stop! That's gay!
What's funny is that our reluctance to hold hands is because it's gay or feminine, and that assumes that there's something wrong with men being gay or feminine. There's not.
That's because it is a sign of romantic affection, dum-dum. And if two guys are in a romantic relationship, those guys are gay. And it's not exclusive to men, it's the same thing if it's two women or a man and a woman. I mean shit, if my wife saw me walking down the street holding hands with another woman, she wouldn't assume that we're platonic friends. She'd probably cut a bitch and then saw off my nuts when I got home.
The idea that straight men holding hands is inherently gay reached a fever pitch not so long ago during the height of a boy band you might have heard of called One Direction.
Seriously, a boy band? I'm pretty sure you have to be gay to be in one of those.
We changed man bands into boy bands. We gotta change that back.
Two of the band's members, Louis Tomlinson and Harry Styles, were known for their close friendship. They were frequently photographed hugging, holding hands, and even kissing.
What? Wait! Even what?
That's fucking gay, haha.
Fans obsessed over their connection to the point where a rumor started that the two might be in a romantic relationship.
Well, what the fuck did they expect? I mean, I didn't follow anything One Direction did because I'm not a teenage girl and I'm also not gay. But after hearing this, I did actually a Google search for those, and I can't fucking blame anybody. I mean, look at this shit. How can you blame people for thinking that they were gay? They were acting fucking gay.
So gay.
The thing is, despite the massive amount of shipping fan fiction that I'm sure was probably written, they were not romantically connected. They both said so many times.
Again.
The thing is, fans wouldn't let up. They even created a name for this supposedly gay couple. Larry.
Sick of your shit, Larry.
Really, that's it? That is so basic.
Is it racist to call this the pot calling the kettle black?
The band has since broken up, but in 2017, Louis Tomlinson confirmed that his friendship with Styles was changed by fans' insistence that their friendly affection made them gay.
Well, I'm still not entirely convinced that they weren't.
He told 17 magazine, "It created this atmosphere between the two of us where everyone was looking into everything we did. It made everything a little bit more unapproachable."
So we should all be ashamed for assuming that two guys that were doing everything stereotypical of a romantic couple was a romantic couple.
And I don't believe I'm gonna say this, but how dare you do that to One Direction? Directioners don't come for me.
Franny, no one's coming for you, period.
What might seem like an insensitive homophobic joke, "That's so gay," or "You guys are so gay for each other," is actually an insidious way of policing masculinity.
Dude, if anybody's policing masculinity, it's you fuck-ups who declare anything you don't like that is stereotypical of men to be toxic.
A study with over 19,000 participants at the University of Indiana showed that men who adhere to hypermasculine norms, such as the objectification of women, self-reliance, and repressing emotional expression, typically suffer from mental health issues, and these include depression and increased suicidal thoughts.
That's just the side effects of every medicine advertised on TV. It's not the side effects that talk about how nice that girl's tits are. Furthermore, what the hell are you talking about with self-reliance? That's just part of being an adult. It's also not exclusive to men, unless you guys are finally admitting that women belong in the kitchen, in which case, carry on.
And that study doesn't even mention the poor guys that are bullied for not being hypermasculine.
Or maybe they killed themselves because the side effects of that medicine that they're taking that they ordered off of the TV carries the side effect of suicidal thoughts.
So let's be clear, whether you adhere or not, toxic masculinity helps no one and makes us all sad and want to kill ourselves.
You and Franny are making me want to kill myself more than toxic masculinity ever has.
Call me a radical, but maybe we should get rid of it?
Nah, let's keep it around. See if it can't make some real men out of you soy boys.
And this fear of holding hands is also pretty exclusively a Western phenomenon.
What are you going on about?
Samir Khalaf, a sociology professor in Lebanon, told the New York Times back in 2005 that holding hands is the warmest expression of affection between men in Arab culture.
Well, beating women and stoning rape victims to death are also part of Arab culture, so are you sure you want to use them as an example?
It's a sign of solidarity and kinship.
Yeah, well, so is helping your buddy win a bar fight when the city boys have had too much to drink and want to start shit, and you don't have to hold hands to do that.
The same can be said for men in Latin American countries that often greet each other with a hug or a kiss on the cheek, or in India, where men are often seen walking down the street holding hands, or even in Uganda, where men demonstrating platonic physical affection is normal, despite being a country with some of the harshest anti-LGBT laws in the African continent.
Nobody is saying that physical contact in general is gay.
America, land of the free, except not really free for a man to hold another man's hand.
You are free to do that in America.
Get some!
It just means that you're a romantic couple. Hell, even the articles that you linked in the description that talk about the benefits of holding hands were talking about romantic couples, not platonic friends.
It's just this, guys. That's all it is. We're not really asking you to touch wieners here, unless you want to, which of course is cool.
When the boys came out to play, they got their dicks out.
Besides, holding hands feels good. It actually prompts your body to generate oxytocin, a neurotransmitter associated with feelings of trust and generosity, aka things that make you happy.
Things that make me happy are a couple bottles of Coors Light at a bonfire surrounded by my friends. Not holding another dude's hand.
So if we know touch is good and strict masculine social norms are bad, what should us guys do to change it?
Literally nothing. By the way, if you're wondering about the avatar, I forgot to record this on Facecam, and I wasn't going to try because I've changed clothes since then, and it would look weird.
Well, here's some stuff. Start paying attention to when people are forcing their own ideas of gender onto you.
That reminds me, I need to script my next Queer Kid Stuff video.
Reject that. Watch out for things like gendered colors, gendered toys, gendered sports, gendered careers, because all these things do is create very narrow spaces for people to explore and be themselves.
Whoa, back up. Gendered sports aren't to reinforce stereotypes, dum-dum. It's because men are physically stronger than women and would absolutely crush them in any sporting events that were intersectional. And the only gendered jobs are things like acting gigs or modeling gigs where you need a specific gender to fill the specific role of which you are acting or modeling or whatever. Other than that, you just have fields of work where men typically go into it more or women typically go into it more depending on the field. Like nursing or educational fields that are dominated by women and manual labor fields that are dominated by men. Also, I love how earlier you tried to defend holding hands with a study that talks about how babies know that touch is natural. Yet you're completely ignoring the fact that there are studies out there that show that babies go for certain toys depending on their gender. Like, boys tend to go for mechanical toys, whereas girls will go for things with faces. Gee, I wonder why you left that out.
In other words, pink is just a color. If you think it looks good on you, go for it.
I have never in my life seen a guy shamed for wearing pink.
And this kind of thinking is extra important if you're a parent. But if all of this sounds like a lot of work, there is one little thing you could do, the smallest of gestures.
Find another guy and hold his hand.
Oh, okay.
It'll probably be weird at first, okay? But I promise, if you're attracted to women, holding another dude's hand is not going to change that.
Well, after seeing how you turned out, I'm sorry, but I'm not taking any chances.
And after you get over breaking a social taboo, it'll actually feel nice. It might even make you healthier.
I'm probably gonna die from a hold my beer moment anyway, and I doubt that holding another guy's hand is gonna increase my chances of surviving that.
And if that's too much, I get it. You might want to build up to it, all right? Maybe start out with one of those bro dude arm around the shoulder things, you know? Maybe try giving your bro a hug without having to slap the feminine energy out of him so hard that you leave marks on his back.
Wait, does that actually work? If that's the case, then maybe somebody should give you a few good slaps on the back.
Maybe even just give a fist pound if you're a starter and just hold it there for a minute. Let your knuckles really absorb each other's oxytocin.
How are you expecting me to believe that you're straight when you actually managed to make a fist bump sound gay?
Whatever you gotta do, all right? Back to you, Franscesca.
Thanks, Kenny. Now that we've squashed some homophobic ideas about intimacy...
Whoa, wait a minute. Homophobic? So, assuming that a romantic gesture when being done by guys, that's now homophobic? What?
And shown just how much toxic masculinity can deprive us of literally life-saving interactions, the rest is up to you.
Dude, if holding hands cured cancer, I'm pretty sure you would see guys holding hands all the time without hesitation. But that's not the case, and in Western culture, it means romantic affection. It's not gonna change because your dumbass told it to change.
Finding little ways to affirm and support each other doesn't make a guy any less manly, but it could make you and the people you love a lot happier.
There are plenty of ways that guys show affection towards one another, it just doesn't involve holding hands. And the fact that it doesn't involve holding hands doesn't mean that there's an epidemic of toxic masculinity. It's just the way that our culture is right now because it means romantic affection when you hold hands with another adult. It's not exclusive to men. It's the same between a man and a woman or a woman and a woman. So I don't know why the hell you're actually trying to make this into an issue. Well, anyway, that is all for this week's video. If you like what I had to say, please like the video, share it on social media, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to this channel already. Make sure you hit the bell to get notified when I upload a video. You can follow me on Twitter at hey_dude77. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Catch y'all later.